Welcome to today's video. If you're an American planning to visit or even move to Malaysia, this is something you definitely want to watch until the end. Because we're going to talk about 10 real things that Americans wish they had known before coming here. These are not random tourist tips, these are actual cultural, lifestyle, and practical differences that catch many people off guard. And by the end of this video, you'll feel much more prepared for life in Malaysia. The first thing Americans often say they wish they knew is how affordable daily life really is. Now, when people hear affordable, they think maybe it's just food or just transport. But in Malaysia, almost everything can be cheaper compared to the US. Eating at local restaurants is shockingly inexpensive. You can get a full meal for a couple of dollars, sometimes less, and that includes rice, meat, vegetables, and a drink. Compare that to the US, where even fast food often costs more. Housing also tends to be far more affordable, especially outside of Kuala Lumpur's city center. Many Americans wish they had known earlier that their dollar stretches much further here, which could have influenced their travel plans or even long-term living decisions. The second thing is the climate. Americans from states with 4 seasons often underestimate what tropical weather really feels like. Malaysia is hot and humid all year round, and it rains often, sometimes very heavily. What's surprising is that the rain usually doesn't ruin your plans because it tends to come in short but intense bursts. But the humidity takes time to get used to. Many Americans say they wish they had known just how much they'd be sweating, and how important it is to always carry water, sunscreen, and sometimes even an umbrella for shade. It's a small detail, but it makes daily life much more comfortable. The third thing is how diverse Malaysia really is. Many Americans think of Malaysia as just another Southeast Asian country, but when they arrive, they're blown away by how multicultural it is. Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous groups all contribute to daily life here. That means festivals from different religions and cultures are celebrated nationwide, food is incredibly diverse, and you hear multiple languages spoken around you. Most Americans say they didn't expect such a mix, and they wish they had known how much fun and how enriching it is to live in such a multicultural society. The fourth thing is about food culture. Yes, Americans expect good food, but they don't realize just how central food is to Malaysian life. Food isn't just about eating, it's about gathering, connecting, and celebrating. Many newcomers are surprised at how often locals invite them to eat, how late-night food culture is completely normal, and how much pride Malaysians take in their cuisine. Street food is everywhere, and it's safe, tasty, and very affordable. Americans often say they wish they knew to come with a bigger appetite and more adventurous taste buds, because once you're here, you'll want to try everything. The fifth thing is about transportation. In the US, most people are used to driving everywhere. But in Malaysia, the experience is different. In big cities like Kuala Lumpur, the traffic can be overwhelming, and driving is not always the best option. Public transport is improving, but it doesn't always cover everywhere. Many Americans wish they had known that apps like Grab, which is similar to Uber, are lifesavers here. It's cheap, reliable, and saves you the stress of driving in unfamiliar traffic. On the flip side, if you plan to live here long-term, many wish they had prepared to eventually get a local driving license because outside of the cities, having a car can still be necessary. The sixth thing is cultural respect and etiquette. Americans sometimes don't realize that Malaysia is a majority Muslim country, and while it's very modern and tolerant, there are cultural norms that are important to follow. For example, modest dress is appreciated in certain areas, particularly rural regions and when visiting religious sites. Taking off your shoes before entering someone's home is also a big deal. Public displays of affection are less common, and being respectful of different religions is extremely important. Many Americans say they wish they knew these things earlier because it would have helped them blend in and show respect right from the start. The seventh thing is about language. English is widely spoken in Malaysia, especially in cities, but it's not the only language you'll hear. Malay, Mandarin, and Tamil are also very common, and even English itself is spoken in different styles, often called Manglish. This can sometimes confuse Americans because the grammar and expressions are different, but once you get used to it, it becomes endearing. Most Americans wish they knew that learning just a few words of Malay goes a long way. A simple terima kasih, which means thank you, always puts a smile on people's faces. The eighth thing is healthcare. In the US, healthcare is famously expensive and complicated. In Malaysia, Americans are surprised by how accessible and affordable healthcare can be. Public hospitals are available, private hospitals are world-class, and the costs are much lower than in the United States. Many Americans say they wish they had known this sooner, because it changes how you think about long-term stays or even retirement in Malaysia. Medical tourism is actually growing here because of how good and affordable the healthcare system is. The ninth thing is safety and community. Many Americans worry before traveling abroad about crime or instability. But when they arrive in Malaysia, they're surprised by how safe it feels compared to many American cities. Of course, like anywhere in the world, you need to stay aware of your surroundings, but violent crime is not common. Instead, you'll often find friendly neighbors, welcoming communities, and a general sense of security. Many Americans say they wish they had known how comfortable and safe Malaysia can feel, because it would have removed a lot of unnecessary worries before arriving. And finally, the 10th thing is the pace of life. In the US, everything moves fast. People are often rushing, schedules are tight, and stress levels are high. In Malaysia, while cities can be busy, the overall pace of life is more relaxed. People take time to enjoy meals, spend time with family, and don't seem to be in such a constant hurry. For Americans, this is often a refreshing change, but it takes adjustment. Many wish they knew earlier that it's okay to slow down, to enjoy life a bit more, and not to stress about everything being immediate. So those are the 10 real things Americans wish they had known before coming to Malaysia. From the affordability of daily life to the cultural respect, from the incredible food to the relaxed pace, each of these experiences shapes how Americans see the country. And honestly, many of them fall in love with Malaysia after realizing these truths. If you're planning a trip or even considering living here, hopefully now you feel more prepared and excited for what's ahead. Malaysia is not just a travel destination. For many, it becomes a second home. And once you've experienced the warmth of its people, the richness of its culture, and the beauty of its landscapes, you'll understand why so many Americans say they wish they had discovered Malaysia sooner.